I'm going to answer the first evaluation question, which is, in what way does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? For our music video, we chose to use the song Brunch by the artist Action Bronson. The genre of his music is hip-hop, so we began looking for other hip-hop videos and identifying some recurring themes, signifiers and connotations that seem to be pretty stock in most hip-hop videos. During this research, we noticed a change, especially in the last 10 to 15 years, of the directions and styles hip-hop videos were taking. From the more traditional videos of the late 80s and 90s, which were primarily performance-based and normally consisted of the main artist rapping directly to the camera in big groups of intimidating males and representing crime, danger and general deviance, where now a lot of hip-hop video producers are being seen to have taken a more cinematic narrative basis for their videos. One producer of these new styles of videos, Rick Cordero, has been incredibly influential in the composition and direction of our media piece, as most of his work epitomises this new style of hip-hop music video. One issue with these new sorts of videos, however, is because they are often so dependent on the style of the producer and the narrative, there are few to no standard codes or conventions. Because of this, we began to look into older music videos and comparing them to more modern ones to see which conventions stood the test of time, if any. The one undeniable and consistent convention we found is that of the representation of male dominance. We found this is most regularly represented through the regular use of low-angle shots and close-up framing, which helps the audience interpret the artist, who is more often than not male, as a sort of overpowering deity within the context of their videos. Along with this, being that African American males are the dominant artists of the genre, with very few successful female artists, the female form is often used as another showing of control and power, as they are normally only in the videos as something for the audience to look at and feel jealousy, and to give the artist extra respect. Attractive women within hip-hop hold a sort of iconography as a trophy you can acquire when you're successful. This all feeds into the representation of the male artist as dominant, however is being used less obviously in new styles of music. They may no longer be skimpily dressed, but there are never ugly women in music videos unless they were intended to be there to serve a purpose. Another convention I have found that has remained pretty constant throughout the evolution of hip-hop is the use of intertextuality in videos and songs, which is where an artist often refers to other artists or pop culture phenomena. An example of this is done through sampling either of other songs and movies. If we look at the origins of hip-hop, we can see that this is the basis of the genre. It was started by DJ Kool Herc, who created the instrumentals by using vinyls of various genres and using and manipulating their breakbeats to combine them to create hip-hop instrumentals. In our media product, we both use and challenge the convention of male dominance using two video streams. Primarily, the stream with narrative incorporated, which is the more contemporary approach, and secondarily with the rap performing lyrics directly to the camera, which is the more traditional method. At the start of our piece, we represent the male actor as being in a subservient position. We show shots of him waiting on the girl while she takes her time with her friend before meeting him, along with shots of the male walking directly through the large puddle in slow motion. This is to connote his commitment to see her, he'd do anything to see her. In the bar scene, we see the switch in roles between the two. It begins by him bringing her a drink and then taking a seat where she is. When he then glimpses at her phone and sees the person calling, her refusal to explain it is a changeover point where he takes the dominant role. This is signified by him storming out of the pub and having her rushing to follow him out and remaining a few steps behind. To cement this, we used a long shot to capture their body language and show the space between them, then two point of view shots. The first from the man's perspective, looking down towards her as he's walking away and showing her speechless. The second is from the female actor's point of view while he walks away and leaves. This is to allow the viewer to empathise with both actors and show a clear change in the relationship dynamic. In the second stream, we use low-angle point of view shots to represent his male dominance throughout. Furthered by his enthusiastic head and body movements, it means he often is taking up most of the frame. The use of this filming style can be seen in generally more hardcore gangster hip-hop videos. We aim to convey this subservient point of view shot from the girl's perspective with a couple of small techniques. First off, we had the male actor hold the camera for the most part and rapping directly into it, to put the viewer into her position and to be able to empathise with her. To further this in post-production, we added an editing effect called Romantic, which gives the scene a warm glow reminiscent of romantic films from the late 80s. When walking over to the shooting site, it began to rain lightly, and we had a droplet of rainfall on the camera lens. Instead of wiping it off, we filmed the whole take of the song with it on, as we realised it made it look like from her point of view that her eyes were tearing up. During the third draft, I also decided to incorporate some intertextuality, as I had noticed it had been something used in a lot of hip-hop artists' videos and songs. During the verse of the song where it says, "Bacon a salad crumble with bacon," I synced the shot of the police car to the word bacon. This is because it's urban slang for police, which most of the audience will be familiar with who listen to hip-hop.